Hi, everyone. Welcome to our team call tonight. I'm Shannon Galladay, and we are excited to hear from a special guest speaker tonight, Stephanie Church from Utah. She's going to be sharing her story. She's pretty amazing with 8 kids, and she's gotten in shape, and she's one of the top leaders on our team. So we're excited to hear from her. She's going to talk about how to share your story and how to be impactful doing that, growing your business. So just a few announcements. Our biggest Slim Down contest starts on May 2nd, so we're getting ready for that. If you're not a part of a group, or if you need help with that, how to promote it or what to do, make sure to talk to your coach or post in our team group. Also, we are getting ready for our leadership retreat in Utah in 3 weeks. It's for all diamond and above coaches. So if you want to be a part of that, please let us know and we can help you reach that goal to get there. It's going to be amazing. We're really excited. And then also our new coach mentorship groups are starting now, and we're going through some of the trainings to help everyone get started right. So if you need help with those, please let us know. All right, so those are all the announcements. I'm going to turn it over to you, Stephanie. Thanks for coming.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so most of you know who I am. I'm Stephanie Church. I'm from Utah. A little about me. I have 8 kids. I was married for 20 years and had 4 kids in that marriage. And then I got remarried to my childhood sweetheart. And we actually have a little girl together now. And he brought his 3 daughters to come live with us. And so now we have 6 kids living at home. I've got 2 older girls. One just got married and one's living on her own going to college. So 6 kids is a big household still, even though we don't have all 8 of them living here. But, you know, my weight loss story it starts clear back like 22 years ago when I had my first daughter. I gained a lot of weight, and I didn't really lose it after I had her, and then I had my second daughter, and I was able to lose some of that weight, but then, you know, after having my third daughter, it didn't seem to come off as easy, and I guess I just didn't really care at the time, you know. I figured, well, this is what moms look like. This is how we feel. I just felt tired all the time, and it was just really hard. And then after I had my son, you know, I just got even bigger. And then finally, after I had my last daughter, I decided, you know, I was 40 years old, and I had no energy to keep up with her. And so I thought, I've got to do something everything I had done before. I mean, I had tried all kinds of diets, all the fad diets. I did Fen-Phen and things like that, which ended up giving me heart problems. And so I know that those fad diets don't work. The diet pills don't work. And it just, you lose the weight, but you end up putting it back on shortly after. You know, you don't keep it off very long because it's not a lifestyle change. And so it's hard, you know, to keep that weight off because you just go back to the way that you were before. But after I had my last daughter, that's when I just decided I had to do something to change. So I started working out and eating healthier, and I joined a challenge group that was through a different company, and you know, it was fun. People were posting in the group. It was rewarding. You know, people were cheering you on and everything. And then about halfway through, I think I had lost about 5 pounds at this time, or by that time, and everybody quit. They stopped posting in the group. They just, you know, it wasn't fun anymore. No one was cheering you on. No one was seeing your progress. And so at that time, that's when I just happened to find my coach now, Shannon, And I contacted her and asked her, you know, about what she was doing. And of course, I didn't join at first. It took me a couple months to do that because it was the money issue, you know, having all these kids at home and only one income because I had stopped working when I got pregnant with my last daughter. And so we only had one income and 6 kids, and I just didn't know what to do. I thought, well, I'm just going to keep trying what I'm doing and see if I can keep losing. But it didn't work. I just thought I was doing everything right, and I was doing it all wrong. So that's when I just decided I needed to let Shannon know that, okay, I'm in. I've got to do this. And then I joined her challenge group, or I bought the size challenge pack, started with that, and I lost 30 pounds doing it. And so it's just been.
Wait, we need a cheer for that one. Woo, woo! That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks. So, you know, that's pretty much my story. I tried all the diets. They didn't work. This so far is the only thing that I have found that is working for me, and I'm able to keep off the weight. So that's good too. You know, I don't know what I would do if I wasn't doing Beachbody right now. So, but now I would just like to move on about why it's important to share your story. First of all, people need to know that you're a real person, that you're not born with a high metabolism, that you don't have to work for it. You know, they need to see your struggles that you've gone through, so that they can relate with you a little better. That's because telling your story, somebody will relate to you in one way or another, whether it's wanting to lose weight or needing the extra income from doing it, or, you know, just there's a lot of reasons, a lot of different ways people can relate to you. And then they need to know that it's not easy for you. You know, there are days that I wake up and I don't want to work out, but I do it anyways because, you know, I know people are watching, and so I really have to. That keeps me motivated because I don't want to let people down, and I don't want to let myself down. You know, so with people watching you, you really need to, you know, keep doing everything that you've been doing, and you've got to show up every day. And so that's another reason that it's good to have good to share your story. And you don't want to do it like all the time, maybe once a month. That's about my average, is once a month. I don't know if I should be doing it more than that, but anyway, that's how I do it. And then also people need to know that, you know, it's not easy for you putting out all that personal information on social media all the time. But you do it because it keeps you motivated as well. And then you start to get new followers when you're adding new friends all the time. And so that's another reason to share your story. Because every time you get a new follower, you know, they're not going to go all the way through your news feed or through your profile just to see everything. And so if you post your story, you know, every once in a while, the new people are going to see it. And then maybe that will make them go to your, maybe then they'll go to your profile and they'll look and they'll see, wow, she really is doing those things, you know. And so that's one of the other reasons I feel that it's important to share your story a lot. And then they also will get to know you also, while you're sharing your story. I've had people message me, oh my gosh, I feel like I know you. It's so cool. You know, after I've talked to them on the phone, even on the phone, they'll say, oh my gosh, I feel like I know you after reading all your stories and watching you work out. And I feel like we're best friends. So it's kind of fun that way. Then also, while you share your story, it helps you to build your confidence. I know with me, it has helped me a lot to share my story. And by sharing your story, that is the heart of you, you know. So people see that and understand how that you are a real person. There's many different ways to how to share your story. Like Shannon had taught me, you just kind of leave little pieces of your story in your posts. If you put your long story in every post, people are going to get tired of it. They don't want to read it. They'll just scroll right past it. So if you leave little pieces of your story in your posts, that's a good way to keep people or whatever. But like, for an example, with me, I could take a picture of a clean room that I had just cleaned or something and said, wow, with 8 kids, I could never imagine my room being as clean, or, you know, just little things like that you can just leave little pieces of your story in your posts. And, you know, like I said, my story is so long that not everybody is going to want to read my novel every time they go through my post. And so I try to just leave little bits at a time, not only just, you know, for my fitness part, but like the business part as well. Taking pictures of my little girl. Oh, I'm so excited I get to do this with her today. If I had to leave and go to work, I wouldn't be able to do that kind of stuff. I love my job now, you know, things like that. I don't go into tons of detail, but I guess I might leave enough to make people wonder, oh, what is she doing? Or, you know, so that's kind of how I do that. And they can still get to know you even in little posts that you do. And if you keep them interested, then they're just going to go to your profile anyways and start looking through all of that. And just, you know, they'll get to know you that way if they're interested. So that's kind of, that's about all I've got right this second off the top of my head.
That was awesome. You did amazing.
Thank you.
Sure. Well, let's open it up to questions. We have quite a big group on tonight. So let's see. Does anyone have any questions for Stephanie? Great story. Yeah, you're getting some good feedback. Michelle said great story.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so awesome, Stephanie. Good job.
Thank you.
So, like, that's what I struggle with is to get going on telling my story. I haven't really started because it's like, how far back do I go? Like she said, I could write a novel. So, do I just tell the story that has to do with Beachbody, or do I tell the story of my life? Because that's a huge difference for me.
I actually started, my story started 22 years ago, you know, when I started having kids. And so it's hard to, I mean, I struggled with that too, knowing how much to put into my story and, you know, what I should leave out and whatever. But you know, people are like, wow, you had 8 kids. I'm like, well, no, actually, I only had 5, but I raised 8, you know. And so I think it's important for people to realize that. And then I've also, you know, and to see your struggles and stuff like that. So it's, I don't know, that's kind of a hard one to really answer. I guess it depends on how much you want people to know at first.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I like what Stephanie said. That was a really good answer, and it kind of just depends where you're at. Like, I think it's good for people to see, because you're gonna have different stories. You know, like you might have your story when you're younger than when you had kids, or when you were going through your transformation. Like, you'll have different pieces of your story, but that makes up you. And so you want to share different parts of your life because that makes you interesting. And so you may have like a whole long transformation story, and that's good to share. But then, like Stephanie said, I thought that was really good what you said, Stephanie, like little pieces of your story every day. So then people want to keep following you. And then when you do share the whole story, they're like, oh, now it makes sense because I see all the pieces together. And so I don't think there's a right or wrong on this. I think it just depends on kind of what angle you're going at and like who you're trying to look for, because when you know like who you're looking for, then you know what parts to share. Like if you're looking for people in your same situation, then you can share that. So, but I think you did a great job, Stephanie, on teaching that. So
Thank you.
That's really good. So we have a couple of comments here. Cindy said, she loves that you aren't too old to get into shape. Being older myself, it's nice to know that I'm not the only one. She loved your story. So great job.
Thanks, Cindy.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's one thing I do tell people when they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so old, I can't do that. I'm like, really? I am 42 and I can do it. So I think you can.
Yeah, I love that. Here's a question from Angie. She said, what is the reaction you notice from your friends when you do share your story? New coaches worry about sharing fat photos and vulnerable parts of their life. So what is the reaction you notice, like when you shared it to your friends? Like, what was the response?
Well, of course, my friends saw what I looked like before. And so what's weird to me is I didn't realize how big I was until I started doing side-by-sides and looking back at pictures. And I was like, wow, I can't believe how big I got, because even you get nice people who will tell you, oh my gosh, you look so good for having 5 kids, but it's like, you don't realize it really until you really look back at your pictures. And then it's, so they see what you've looked like before. And then to see what you transform into, I think I've had a lot of success with my friends. I get messages a lot from friends that I haven't talked to in years saying, oh my gosh, I love I love what you're doing with your life. I love how you've changed so much. And the response has been pretty good with friends. And doing the transformation pictures at first it was really hard because I thought, I don't want to put my ugly self out there for people to see, but then I realized that's part of this, you kind of need to do that to show your story, pictures can tell, people can tell a lot from your pictures. So if you aren't working out, they're going to see that in your posts. You're not going to share your pictures anymore. But what was the whole question? Because I kind of forgot.
Yeah, it was just mostly like people who are nervous to post their pictures, like what reaction. And it sounds like you've gotten mostly positive reactions. I know for me, I was nervous too. And when I posted, it's better, I think, to wait till you have a good after picture. Like if you're just posting the before, it's kind of really scary. But if you have a good after, then people are like, whoa, that's amazing.
I agree. I didn't post anything before and after until I was really close to losing my, I think, 25 pounds. When I could really see the difference. When I could see the difference and when other people started noticing the difference, that's when I started posting them, the before and after. I don't think I would have just put myself out there without a good transformation. I don't think I would have been confident enough to do that.
Yeah, I think that's good. So that answers Cindy's question as well, if you post a picture. So I think, yeah, pictures definitely paint the picture and show where you're at. So yeah, Michelle asked, so how many kids did you say you had? You don't look it at all.
I've had 5 kids, but I'm raising 8. So
that's awesome. Yeah, you look amazing, Stephanie.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And Stacy said she loved your story. So great job.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to have good feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, great feedback.
Question.
Okay, yeah, go Melissa.
I think, I've gotten out of my comfort zone and sharing myself and my story and, posting before and after and posting Shakeology and the products and everything and sharing what workouts I'm doing. But for me, I've had it since I began as a coach. I just get so nervous of what people are going to not think, but they're going to think I post too much. So what helped you to get past that? Because you're really good at that. Like I see your workout posts all the time, and a lot of people are. Like Cindy on the call is really good at that. A lot of you guys are. And I just worry that people are going to be like, oh, I'm sick of seeing her all the time and I'm going to unfollow her, and I shouldn't be worried about that. But what helped you to get past that?
I still struggle with that some days. But that is a good question because, I figure at this point, if I don't show my workouts, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, what'd she do, quit? So I feel like I need to show them. I went for, I think, probably 5 days or maybe even a little more when my daughter was getting married. That whole week was crazy. And so I didn't record my workouts. I didn't post my workouts. I didn't do anything like that. And so I've been doing it again, started doing it more, but then also I do worry a little bit about this because instead of posting on my personal page, I started doing more on my fitness page. And so that's where my workout videos go. And I'll share it to my personal page sometimes, say, hey, if you want to follow me or whatever, go to this page, go to my fitness page and follow me there. And so I will still do it every once in a while on my personal page, just so that people don't think I've quit, because I don't want them to think that. But I do worry sometimes when I'm posting a lot, like, oh gosh, are people getting tired of me? But I have to just think, I can't worry about them. They have to still see that I'm doing it. So that's why I keep doing it.
Yeah, I love that. I got to remember that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's a great tip. And yeah, you'd be surprised. Like there's people that are, like I think the more successful you get, the more people aren't going to like you too. And so you just have to, that's what one of my mentors, she said, she's just prepared. If you get more successful, more people aren't going to like you, and just be prepared for that. Because sometimes people get jealous too, because they're like, yeah, that won't work. And then you start getting success and they're like, oh, they're getting success. And then they, so I just, let them go and find people that are interested. And the thing is, it's your page. And so you can control. And I haven't seen anyone, at least on this call, being annoying with their posts. And I would definitely say, hey, just so you know. But I think we're really good on our team. And, we're just sharing what we're doing. And I think it's inspiring. And like Stephanie said, I think if you stop doing it, then that's worse, because then people are like, oh, I guess they quit and it didn't work and I'm right. And, so
that's a great true. Yeah. I actually have had a family member who tried doing this with me, but she just didn't do what she was supposed to be doing. She was not eating right, but saying she was. And She actually unfollowed me on my business page and unfriended me. So but I'm like, you know what? I can't let those things bother me. I just have to keep doing this for myself. So I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I believe it was jealousy because she wasn't seeing success. And I am. And I think she just got really jealous. And seeing my posts all the time, I just don't think she could take it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, those are great questions. Does anyone else have any questions or comments?
That's right.
Oh yeah, yep. There you go, Michelle. Haters are gonna hate it. Yep.
Play that song to her.
I know, right?
Right.
That's why we have to stick together, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dusty said, I really think our warm market friends and family are the hardest. You know what is funny? I had a really hard time with my warm market at the beginning. Like pretty much everyone said no. And then now, like even after a few years later, then they started coming back to me and they're like, what are you doing? So, don't think that they're not going to, want to be a part of it. They just are just thinking it's going to be a phase or you're going to quit. And so that's why whenever a coach is like, I don't know if I can do this, I'm like, you're just proving them right. You're just proving them right that it's not working, So yeah. But that's for me. I'm like, I'm just going to prove them wrong. And then when I do, then I'm like, see, it works. So can you post too much? I think, Stephanie, yeah, let's have you answer that question too.
Okay. I think that when I post, I usually do about, I try to do around 5 posts a day, but they're not all about workouts. They're not all about Beachbody. They're not about my business. I'll do one about my business maybe once a day, maybe a couple times, every couple of days or something. And then I'll do a workout I'll do one workout post every day, or most every day anyway. But then all the rest of it's just my life. I try to keep posting things about my life, about my kids, what I do every day, so that just to keep them seeing my posts still, because if they're not seeing your post a lot, then I don't know. I think 5 times a day is good to post around that.
Yeah, I think that's good. And I think that's really good what she said about posting about your life. And then it makes you a real person. And then people are like, the most important message we want to come across is like, oh, if she can do it, I can do it. And so, if people are like, oh, I could do a 20-minute workout. Oh, I could hang out with my kids at the park while I'm talking to someone for business or whatever, so when I was looking at successful coaches, watching them and their stories, I'm like, I could do that. I could totally do that, and so you want people to look at you and think that, and then you can, then they're ready to be a part of it. So great answer. Awesome. Well, it looks like we're just out of time now, but thanks so much, Stephanie. That was amazing. Good job.
Thank you.
Sure. Well, let's get a group picture. Do you know how to do the picture on your phone, Stephanie?
I do. I can do it on the laptop here.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to take a picture.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I don't think it took it. Hold on. Let me do it this way. Okay, ready? I am not sure if it's taken it or not, but I know how to screenshot on my phone.
Oh, here, it's okay. I can jump in.
Okay, you do it.
Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Okay, we'll do one more. Ready? And we'll give a huge shout out to Stephanie. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Well, great job, Stephanie. Did such a great job. This was her first time on the team call, so congratulations. You did a great job. No, you did such a great job. You're doing awesome as leader of the week. So
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for putting it together. So I hope you have a great night, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.